Daily COVID figures on the Central Coast remain in the single digits. Today, the region recorded just one new infection. Meanwhile, the health unit is encouraging residents to come forward for the jab. Gosford's Coast Shelter is holding walk-in Pfizer vaccinations from 10:30 tomorrow.
A Central Coast company is using technology to help track cannabis plants in the US and tag wristbands for major theme parks. Now, 41D Solutions could help drive the local export market, delivering its product to Europe and the UK.
In a warehouse in Wyong lies a factory full of cutting-edge technology. Holly Williams, NBN News.
More than a dozen sporting ovals on the Central Coast will be upgraded thanks to an $11 million state government grant. 16 facilities will undergo a facelift, including Darren Kennedy and Alan Davidson ovals. Work is already underway at the Central Coast Regional Sports and Recreation Complex. The upgrades are hoped to boost playing numbers and attract more spectators to events.
Regional towns from the Hastings to Dorrigo are feeling the impact of bank branch closures. A new task force has been formed to stop more rural communities from being stripped of vital services.
It's becoming all too common in regional communities, banks closing branches left, right and centre on the mid-north coast. Mia Taekwin, NBN News.
From a lack of international travellers to people being scared to change jobs, a perfect storm has created a severe shortage of workers.
Casual team member, workers for Christmas, staff required. Alison Paul, NBN News.
It was cooler today, temperatures barely reaching the mid-20s. It got up to 23 at Gosford.
The FFA Cup round of 16 draw was announced this afternoon with the Mariners to face the Wollongong Wolves. The squad returned to training this morning in the countdown to the A-League season opener, a mouth-watering F3 derby.
Saturday was one of the coldest days on record in Mudgee for the Mariners clash against Blacktown City. Steve Allen, NBN News.
After a disappointing start to their campaign, the Hunter Hurricanes women were back to full strength and were too strong for Sydney Northern Beaches in the Super League over the weekend. Two Central Coast players found the back of the net in the 14-5 win, including Ellie Stimpson right on half-time with a buzzer beater. Basketball now, and Central Coast point guard Jaden Hodgson played for the Sydney Kings in its NBL Blitz clash with South East Melbourne Phoenix over the weekend. Paul and Tash, that's our look at sport.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch. You're watching NBN News. Stay with us. Gavin Morris has the weather right after the break.
This report brought to you by AMP. Investing solutions in banking, super, retirement and advice.
Gav's here now with the weather details.
And Gav, plenty of sunshine to start the week off.
Yes, we certainly needed it. A different story to last week. It was really overcast, quite wet. It's a lovely dry start this week, but it has been a little cold for some. All the details in just a moment. First of all, this evening's weather photo to get things started. It is a beautiful part of the world, Fraser Park, where the national park meets the coast. Thank you very much to Barry for that photo. So we've seen rain come down right across mostly the southeast underneath this cold speckled cloud. It's been snowing and extremely cold. Earlier on I mentioned that it has been the coldest consecutive 4 days. This late in the season for Melbourne in 167 years. Coldest 3 days consecutively this late in the season for the capital in 99 years. That cold air has been felt our way. We've had mostly sunny skies though. Very dry across central northern Australia and overall remaining that way. Now that low is going to pull away from us and that is generating a new swell. That'll be coming through tomorrow. And then we're going to see those winds out of the southwest switch around to the southeast throughout tomorrow, but that massive high coming over the southeast, making sure that everything remains very, very dry in comparison to last week. And it's also going to warm up, particularly throughout central Australia from tomorrow. So the Alice is back up to 30. Still very warm for southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales throughout tomorrow. Perth 24. Not much humidity. It's generally clear cleared for Darwin and the top end. But Sydney, you can see, still very, very cool. Only tops of about 21 throughout tomorrow. Talking of the low 20s, that's pretty much what we had today right across the entire region. A little bit warmer around Cessnock and Maitland, 23 for Gosford and Nelson Bay were the top temperatures to kickstart the week on this Monday. Humidity count is down due to those westerly winds right across the region. Haven't they been strong all weekend long, continuing into tomorrow, but beginning to back off, switching from the southwest and then around to the southeast. So that southerly is going to remain with us, and therefore temperatures are going to be down. We're in for another cold night. It's going to be a chilly start, but it is going to be dry right across the entire region, which is nice. So tomorrow, only 19, 20 degrees for the Central Coast. Trying to escape the teens also right on the coastal areas from Newcastle to Port Stephens, the low 20s around the lake area, the top. So it is going to be a very fresh start to the day again tomorrow morning. It's more like early spring than late spring. Temperatures trying to warm a little bit into the low, almost mid-20s, but they're not really going to get there. 23s at best. There's the new swell coming through, 2.5 metres. It's going to be quite solid throughout tomorrow, clean in the morning, but then getting messy as the winds switch around to the south-southeast. Tomorrow there's a high tide, 7:21, back to the low there at 1:30 in the afternoon. Sun to rise, 5:42. Beautiful moon phase with us this week, leading up to the full moon coming up on Friday, warming up for the second half of the week. Still fairly cool though for Wednesday. A couple of cool days back-to-back for all, getting warmer faster for the upper hunter, cracking 30 by Friday. But then we've got our next big wet weather event. That'll be coming through on the weekend, particularly on Sunday, and we'll see some heavier falls throughout the upper hunter, and that rain's also going to be reaching the coastal areas as well. So tip is enjoy the next couple of days, and we'll look forward to the warmth by the time we get to Thursday. Heading to the coast, well, it's going to be a far different story tomorrow, that's for sure. Hardly any swell throughout today. Very quiet. It was virtually a lake today right across the region. And we're going to see beautiful blue skies yet again. And that swell is going to pulse on through, but then those winds will switch to the south throughout the day.
Okay, thank you, Gav.
Thanks, Gav.
And that is NBN News for this Monday.
From all the team here, have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.